Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a super exciting guest joining us, Shyamal. Shyamal is a passionate AI enthusiast currently pursuing his B.Tech in artificial intelligence. But he's not just about tech, he's also a content creator, a public speaker, and personal branding expert. And over the years, he has managed teams, led communities, and helped countless people grow through collaborations and events. Currently, he is the Global Growth Manager at 𝗏𝗏𝗋, where he focuses on marketing, networking, and building strong, meaningful connections. Whether it's through content or real world interactions, he's always looking for ways to inspire and create impact. So, grab your coffee and stay tuned because this is going to be an insightful conversation. Yeah. How are you? Hello.
Hi, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm great. How was
Okay.
your day?
It was good. It was going good till now.
Till now. So are you nervous?
Yes, quite.
Okay. So let's start quickly.
Yes, you can begin.
Okay. Tell us about your role as a global manager at Blockchain Orbit, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So, I have basically handled the partnerships and collaborations with international relations and international multinational companies. So, the basic job role of mine, if you can describe, is that I handle the complete business development on a larger scale.
Okay.
Right. So I just do brand collaborations, partnerships, managing events for the big brand companies and how we can benefit with our community events to their portfolio. So I
Mm-hmm.
just bridge the gap between them.
Okay, so you're from artificial intelligence. You're pursuing artificial intelligence now.
Yes, I'm pursuing my degree in AI.
Okay, so how do you think that helps you in your role as a global growth manager?
See, degree is something which is there just to showcase. But
Mm-hmm.
what I believe truly is that you should always drive for your passion and the things that you love the most.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am pursuing the degree in artificial intelligence just because to get that basic back and behind me. But what I actually love doing is that sort of partnershiping, collaborations, marketing stuff, and creating content. And these are some of the things that I basically love to do. And this is something which I can do forever. But
Mm-hmm.
I can't code for 12 hours straight. Right. So that's why being a student of artificial intelligence pursuing B.Tech is something which is there at the back of mind, but I'm following my interest role and I'm getting growth out of it. So that's what I'm
Okay.
doing right now.
So, do you think knowing about AI, some tools, would it help you in your career, whichever you're choosing now, like a global growth manager? Do you think
Yeah,
any?
definitely. These are the tools, right? AI is a tool. So it helps and just bridges the gap, right? If you have to write a content for anything, right? If you are writing up content for your Notion document or something for your LinkedIn post and everything. So if you are giving a good prompt to it, so it will definitely make a better content that you would wish you were wishing to write, right? But I believe that don't just depend on it, but use it for your enhancement of the role. So
Mm-hmm.
AI is definitely helping out to all of us and to the next gen, the coming gen, because as of now we are pursuing our degrees, right? So the college assignments and everything, the boring work that we usually do is very benefited by the use of AI in the same.
Okay, so many are fearing, right? Because AI can replace them. What do you think about it? Do you have the fear as well that AI will replace your job role someday?
As I said, AI is a tool, right?
Mm-hmm.
AI is can do whatever which it has been taught, right? So it can do better, but if you are writing content, but you write it with all your heart, all your soul, so it's a possibility which is negligible that AI could replace you because AI can write better than you. But the thing is that the feelings and the human connect in the words can
Mm-hmm.
never be defined by AI, right? And if somebody is pursuing designing, video editing, and every single creative field, right? So there is a threat of AI, no doubt there is a threat. But the thing is that if someone is completely dedicated and doing it with all his passion, all his art, and that is being done in a very creative scale, so I don't think so that AI would be a threat for them. But definitely, but if someone is pursuing a creative field, there are just 10% of people which are doing it for them. But the 90% who are taking it as a burden, definitely their job is going to be hampered by AI.
Okay, so now what is your perception, right? So most of the content creators, they use AI for creating content. Like mostly you see on LinkedIn now, even for comments, there are so many AI generated comments in the comment section. So what do you think about them? Like, are they using it in a right way or are they overusing it?
It's good to do initially because it's just a start, right? But it enhances something, right? When you are starting, like all of us, when we have started, we used GPT for our content and prompt and every single thing, right?
Yeah.
But now when I create content, I just rarely use GPT or something. I write it on my own, but yeah, I definitely enhance it by the using of these tools,
Sure. Yeah.
right? So there are paraphrasing tools. If you know, in content
Mhm.
writing, we can write a content and we can paraphrase it by using any tools and stuff. So it is good to use because it gives us a more creative way of explaining,
Mhm.
right? So that's good to use for the initial phase, but yeah, you can't sustain and totally depend on the same.
Okay. So you mostly like personal branding, and as we have seen, you have around 6,000 plus LinkedIn followers. So how, like, what would you like to say? From when did you start this whole journey of your personal branding?
So I was a curious kid since the start, right? When I came, I'm not from Indore basically. I'm from Jabalpur. So when I came here in a new city, and I saw my seniors getting done for their job interviews and prepping for their resumes and stuff. So I was very curious to know that what actually happens to hunt for a job,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I came here, so I was like, I was very curious to know. Someone told me that there is LinkedIn type of a platform where you can find jobs and stuff. So I just installed it. But I never knew the personal branding side of LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
But initially, when I explored, I saw some content creators and I was like, "Yeah, these guys are not just posting their certificates and everything. Even I did certificates initially. When I started, I was posting multiple certificates and stuff that I'm doing this, I'm doing this, thrilled to announce the
Yeah.
typical LinkedIn portfolio that I'm thrilled to announce that
Yes.
I am doing this and that. But after a long time, I was like, yeah, this is something which everyone is doing.
Mm-hmm.
What is making me different out of it, right? So I started networking with individuals. I started to meet new people in the industry. And my journey started very early. I started in my first year of my college.
Oh,
And
great.
I was like, I was, as being the curious kid, I was creating content, meeting people. And then something changed. I was like, yeah, I love to use my phone. I love to see content. I want to create content. I started doing it. Then comes a big role of LinkedIn in my life where I found a job of social media marketing intern, right? So I applied for the same, and I got a response that we have an office in Indore. You can visit us and we can have an interview session. And I was a first year going student, so I was like, "Yaar, what is this happening?" Like I've seen my seniors in third year and fourth year not getting a job and hustling for a 2 lakh package. I was getting it in front. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, let's go and see what it is. So I gave my first interview. I got my internship there. I learned a lot. I learned about SEO and every single thing there. So I what I believe truly is that coachings are now outdated. Don't just
Uh-huh.
hunt for coachings, right? If you want to learn content creation, if you want to learn some creative skills, just go and apply for some internships and don't ask for money. Just learn
Mm-hmm.
while working.
Okay,
right?
great.
So rather than investing into some coaching or skill class, just go into companies and help them out in their work, and
Mm.
they'll let you know a lot of things,
Mm.
right? With that, you will develop industry level connections since the start. That
Mhm.
has worked a lot for me.
But how do you think companies will accept you if you don't have any sort of experience or, you know, you're saying for
If you
free
are
of cost?
curious, and if you are creating something in the field, in your interest field,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so somebody rejects,
Mm-hmm.
because who doesn't needs an employee, right? Who doesn't needs a helping hand,
That too free of
right?
cost,
So
then
if
of course.
yeah, yeah. So if you are ready to contribute, don't be a job hunter or don't be an employee. Be a
Hmm.
contributor. Every single of us are a contributor, right? We are contributing to something which is driving a change. So rather than going to a coaching and investing there, I would suggest go and invest into yourself and bridge the actual skill sets which are needed for a corporate hunt or something, and develop connections into the industry since the start.
So, you strongly believe, I guess, like having a good connection and following on LinkedIn can help you get your job easier compared to traditional ways. Do you agree with it?
Don't just hunt for followers. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just letting you one thing. There we have seen multiple people posting about hiring alert, everything, Microsoft, this, that. So they get a lot of engagement.
Hmm.
Drop your emails in comment, write interested in comments below, right? So this is what is happening for rapid growth. But the graph, if your accounts graph is growing this now, so
Hmm.
it will drop like this.
Hmm.
Maintain consistency, right? So I believe I never post about hiring alert and this or that and drop comments or this, because that will let you get good engagement, good followership, but the following won't respect you first. Secondly, you won't get a following which is actually following your content and
Hmm.
give you a consistent reach to every single thing, right? Share your thoughts. What I personally believe is that sharing thoughts, because there are multiple people in this world, right? There are thousands and crores of people in this world. So there will be many of your niche. So
Hmm.
just have to find the people of our niche on social media who reacts to our thoughts and who relates our thoughts, right? Because relatable content is something which gets good engagement. With that, it also gets into the network of industry leaders, right? And LinkedIn is very different from Instagram and WhatsApp, right? Because we use Instagram very frequently when we want to do time pass,
Yeah.
right? It's very rare when we open LinkedIn. We are here for some motivation sort of thing, something to grow, something to develop, and some good content to grab it, right? So that's why I believe that post a content from your niche, because you are not targeting just people who are here for time pass, right? They are here for growth. They are here for something to develop.
Hmm.
So that's why I would suggest that create good content, and create a good content piece that can be relatable for most of us and could bring an impact.
Okay, so this is from a perspective of an extrovert, I would say, because you are an extrovert. So there are few who are introverts. They don't know to come out as well as um, extroverts do. So they find it difficult. But even they want to get into personal branding. What sort of advice or tip you would like to give them?
See, there is no secret solution or pro tip or nothing,
Hmm.
right? It's all about your dedication towards your work. So if you are dedicated and you need growth, and either if you are introvert or extrovert, that doesn't matter,
Hmm.
right? There are people who don't speak much, but they can do much, right?
Hmm.
So if you are doing a lot of things, what does it takes to just click two pictures or four pictures of your lifestyle or even your works or tasks and just showcase it on social media, right?
Hmm.
Because just letting you know a single thing, right? If I'm in an event and I'm meeting 4 5 students
Hmm.
there, and they are connecting with me directly, whereas a student reaching out to me on LinkedIn, right? There are two different aspects for the same. If you are networking in person, so there is a connect. You get connected with them very easily. Whereas if you are reaching out to founders, right? If you are reaching out to a founder of a company in your city or someone, and if you are meeting him in person, that will make a different impact. Whether if you will reach out to him on LinkedIn, maybe he doesn't even see that your message, right? There is a possibility. So the personal connect is something which can drive down impact, right? So I've attend college events. There are multiple events happening around us, and we don't get to know about it, right? It's not necessary to just go and speak there as an introvert, extrovert. I'm networking with everyone, but just be there. If you will be there, so you will get into the eyes of people, right? And once you get that, so people will start noticing you that there is a guy, and there is this guy, and you will definitely grow your network with time. It doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen in 4 or 5 events. It happens when you are into the process for a long time. And as a college student, we are exploring it ourselves, right? So we are rather than just wasting our times on either PC games or just hanging out with our friends and just having a group of 4 friends. I would suggest go to an event and develop 4 friends at 4 new friends every other event, right? That would help you to gain a good network.
So now we can say that physical network, in person you go there and talk to them. That is much better than the online connections. But
obviously, if you are getting the opportunity, then
how would you think you'll get good amount of connections in your LinkedIn? Like you're posting content. How do you think these are the right people for my LinkedIn? Like they engage with my content. These are the people who like my niche. How do you find them, or how do you know that these are the people?
every single person has the experience and about section, right, on LinkedIn. So just go through it. If you feel like, yes, I can relate to his field or I am inspired by him or her, right, you can just give a connect button. If he or she would like your content, they'll connect you back. Else, you are just following them so you can see and get inspired from them. So there are multiple things on LinkedIn as well, and start developing a initial following, right? If you are having an initial following of 500 to 1000 people, and that can be anyone. If you are seeing people from your university, just randomly connect them. What we usually do, right, when we start our LinkedIn account, we see, okay, Medicaps University, tap, 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 and sending connections to every single one, right? If you have the initial follower base or initial connection base of 500 to 1000, that makes that this is a legit profile and it is a human being, right? After that, when you are sharing your thoughts, so we can see that yes, I can connect to his or her thoughts. We can definitely look forward for a good partnership.
So, would you say your following in LinkedIn has helped you with your collaboration in your job? Like you do partnerships as a global manager, right? So, has this helped you? Like, has this played a good role in your job?
Definitely it did. Definitely it did. Because when you are connected, like if I'm targeting someone in the Web3 ecosystem, and he can see mutuals of mine in the same ecosystem, and there are people who are connected with him in person, and we are connected on LinkedIn. So that validates my presence that yes, I am the actual person contributing to the ecosystem, right? Because as we usually do on Instagram as well, we see that okay, we have mutuals, we have 40 mutuals in person, so he or she will be a friend of mine definitely, right? So that happens, and a following is matters. Initially it matters, but when you are connected in person, I don't think so it matters the most. I just want to share one thing more. Before being into the blockchain ecosystem, I was a part of a non-profit organization. It was a youth-run organization called 𝗖𝗢, right? So initially, when I came here as a student in Indore, so I contributed there as a student, and I got a network span of 120 plus nations, right? 120 plus countries. So that gave me the actual meaning of international relations. Right, I was handling IR calls with people from all across the globe. We were doing partnerships, we were doing exchanges, and every single thing. Right, so that gave me the initial kickstart for my journey, because I was not earning out of it, but yeah, what I earned were the actual real world skills. So for me it was 𝗖𝗍. For you it could be a college club. There are multiple clubs in colleges. There are multiple things going on in colleges, right? So you can contribute to something which will drive down the real world skills, the real world networking passion, and a initial kickstart for your career.
So we would say this was your kickstart for your role of global manager.
Definitely, it was there. It was
Okay.
there. It played a big role because I networked with individuals from diverse minds and diverse countries, right? So if I had to do IR things, so I was into the contacts of IRs from initial state.
Okay. Now tell me something that if somebody wants to start their personal branding journey on LinkedIn, what do they have to do? Like how can they start?
Okay, so the initial kickstart is just about how you are contributing and what are you targeting and what is your niche, right? So if I'm starting my personal branding journey, so when I started, I was very proactive, right? I was wishing to contribute into the tech field. I was posting about tech, what I knew, like as we have seen that ChatGPT was booming a lot in the AI field. Suddenly, DeepSeek came, and now the cards flipped, right? Tables flipped there. So that's what has bridged the gap, right? So I was covering the tech updates, anything that I knew about tech, and something called my personal thoughts as well, right? So what I have felt with someone when I met there, and I was networking with someone, and there was a conversation going on. If I interacted with some founders and stuff, and there was the one single line that punched me, or that was a very little line that has made an impact on me, right? So I was posting about it, and if we can also see the actual shastra and shlokas, how they are impacting to the digital era, right? So there are multiple things that you can start with, and there could be something if you are reading books and all, and there is some caption or some quote or some saying by someone, and you relate to it, so you can just start with that postings, and with time you can find that, yeah, no, yeah, this content is working for me and this content is not working for me. So with time you'll get to know it.
Okay, so now we can see most of the people on LinkedIn have started their personal branding journey. So, according to your experience, what do you think which type of content works very well on LinkedIn? Like, is it a carousel post or a text or say just images or video? What do you think which format would be the best for higher reach and engagement?
Higher reach and engagement. See, initially, if you are starting, so you want higher reach. Don't even expect it, right? You don't even expect that you are having a following of 1,000 and you will get almost 1,000 likes and 1,000 comments on your post, right?
Yeah.
Because when we are initially starting, so just because it's not Instagram, right? It's not your general social medias, because LinkedIn has a professional network and a professional orientation of it, right? People only use LinkedIn when they need it, right? And when they want to focus on themselves. So it is very rare that you get a good engagement from the start, but with time you will find people who are very active on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
With time, but you won't find it initially. So never expect a lot that you will get a good engagement on this post and things. Just start creating content. And one more thing, what I have felt, that never repost. When you are
Oh.
reposting someone's post, so you won't get a good engagement, right?
Okay.
If you are building your brand, so doing reposting is something which hampers your engagement initially. This
Mm-hmm.
is what I have felt for my account. I
Okay.
don't know if that actually works for everyone, but yeah, I felt that when I repost someone's post, I don't get good engagement or neither a good impressions on the same. So
Mm-hmm.
that has been a thing. With that, a content piece that you are writing, it doesn't matters that you are sharing it in the video format, audio format, any format, right? In the but the content that you are driving now, it
Mm.
is the most. The content that you have written with your post has the power to make it go to the good heights and everything, because the algorithm is like that. If
Mm.
there are some unused keywords, definitely the
Yeah.
SEO friendly keywords, if you are, and a
Mm.
creative hook line makes it a good impact, right?
Yes.
When you are reading and these are the four things that you are doing wrong,
Mm.
so you will definitely read it completely. But if you will just give those four tips directly, so there is a chance that people will ignore it,
Mm.
right? So start with a creative hook line that will give you a good engagement.
Okay. So how do you cope up with this thing? Like you put in 100% effort in a content and you kind of expect that this would do great. But when you post it after like an hour, not even an hour, after a day or something, you just see there are like what, 10 likes on it when you have like 6,000 followers. I don't think so that would be your case, but I'm just saying that what how would you cope up with this? It definitely hampers your emotions, not emotions, I would say the confidence while posting.
Okay, I got your point. I got your
Yeah.
point. So it's like when you are posting, first of all, it is, don't expect the initial reach, right?
Mm.
I would just give my one of my experience. I was just writing a post about me, right?
Mm.
So where I shared a complete journey of mine, like how I started when I got 10th grade and I got
Mm.
93%. I was forced to do science and I wrote a good content for the same. And I was like, yeah, this post is going to boom,
Mm.
right? But when I saw in a day or so, it just got 4,000 impressions,
Mm.
right? 4,000 to 5,000. I was like, "Yeah, I wasted 6 to 8 hours for this content,
Yeah.
right? I was finding my images, photos, pictures, and every single thing, and I was like, yeah, this is going to boom. But then we just see 4,000 or something impressions, and there are just 130 or 140 likes on the same, right? Although the content was engaging. But with time, when people saw my profile, that was the most liked post on my profile now, right?
Okay. Mm.
So
Mm.
don't believe that it will give you engagement in 1 day or 2 day or 5 days or 10 days.
Mm.
Maybe when you are growing your network and people are just stalking your profile, this will be the post that will boom after an year as well, right? It can
Okay.
happen.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
can
that's
happen.
great.
So that is something. And if you are genuinely liking your post, right? So just give it a pin and put it on the featured section. Because when we see someone's profile, we don't see their complete posts. We
Mm.
just give a stock on their uh, featured profile post, right?
Mm.
So that will make an impact initially.
Okay, so even you manage many events and all, right? In indoor. So tell me about how do you like let's start like there is a person who is socially awkward and he doesn't know how to start a conversation or how to talk with someone new. So give them a small tip, a brief tip that how they can start a conversation or you know a normal, at least a basic conversation with a new person so that they can network better.
Talking for my events, what I organize, I am the person who makes people to conversate with each other, right?
Okay.
So I bridge the gap between them. So when you are in an event, you are networking with people, right? So just see that who are new. As an
Hmm.
organizer, what I see is like I can see there are these five faces whom I don't know. So
Hmm.
I'll start conversating with them. right? I'll start my conversation with them, that how is it going, how is it doing, and what are you doing, and how are you contributing, right?
Hmm.
And then I will let those five people directly to the industry leaders, industry experts, that hey man, these are this is their first event, now you can have a conversation with them.
Oh.
Else, if you don't have a you are not an organizer, you are into a
Hmm.
new event, talking from the personal perspective, right? If someone is if facing it for the first time, so there are basic things, right? Every human can ask, hi, how are you, what do you do, and
Hmm.
how are you contributing, and how can I contribute? Just five questions directly.
Hmm.
And you can just like when you are targeting any industry leader or someone who is in an event, so you can ask them about their journeys. You can ask them like how you are doing so many things and how you are contributing, right? So
Hmm.
that will help you to make a connect with the other person.
Hmm.
And once you are talking to him or her for the 2 minutes or 5 minutes, there will be a flow develop very
Yeah,
soon. So the
that's for sure.
that 20 seconds of courage is what all it takes, right?
Hmm.
20 seconds of courage for anything.
Hmm.
If you are posting, just post it. Don't think about it, right? If you are writing, just write it. If you are networking, just go and ask. So that 20 seconds of courage is everything what you need.
Hmm. So that's all questions I had. So before we end this podcast, would you like to tell any few, you know, tips, small tips? You said there are no specific tips, but anything, a little bit for someone who is starting in your career or who wants to network or who wants to increase their personal branding on LinkedIn, a generalized brief tip which you would like to give for them.
Just one tip as a college student, if somebody is starting, right? So these days, there are a lot of things going on in the industry, right? You get fake courses, you are getting
Mm.
paid internships where you have to pay and they'll give you a internship, right? So
Mm.
just be aware of these things first. And if there is something for free, you are the product, right? This is the quote that I relate the most. If you are finding something for free, there is no product for free, right? You are the
Mm.
product for them.
Mm.
So be aware of that. And there are some things to keep in mind, like if you are finding some job hunt, hiring alert and every single thing, don't just randomly go into the comment section and I am interested, this is my email, and you are giving all your information in the comment section of a random stranger guy, right?
Yeah.
Whom you don't even know. So these are a few things that you should keep in mind, because it can hamper, like these days there is a culture of red hat hackers and
Mm.
every single person, right? And your data is very easily available, right?
Mm.
And talking about all the socials, if you are making a public profile, don't just interact with any single message and every single person whom you see that, yeah, this guy is doing a lot of things, this guy is doing everything. So first validate it, right?
Mm.
Validation is very necessary, because we don't know who are those people who are creating content, right?
Mm.
Maybe they can use your data on to something very different, right? So
Mm.
don't just give your data very easily, because data is very important these days. The
Yes.
most precious thing in this time is the data, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not diamonds, it's not gold,
Mm.
right? And one thing that I resonate the most, that is like Facebook. If we talk about the big Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, Meta, complete Meta has a lot of data but
Mm.
doesn't even create its content, right? Swiggy and Zomato do delivery all across India
Mm.
but doesn't even own a single driver or a single bike,
Mm.
right? And there are the big giants and big startups doesn't even own what they are providing,
Mm.
right? Amazon has the biggest delivery system ecosystem but doesn't even have its own products, right?
Mm.
So this is something, so there are things which are were meant, right? And some people are like that, we are doing startup and we are targeting in a very what we say, that there is a lot of competition in the market and everything, right? But there was Uber existing before Ola, right? Uber was there before Ola.
Yeah.
But why only Ola got succeeded again? There was competition, right?
Mm.
But still he made the similar product. But what he added was cash on after ride,
Mm.
right? Initially Uber didn't had cash payments. It
Mm-hmm.
was just online payments. But just one change made a brand out of
Mm.
it. There was only Zomato existing before Swiggy. Suddenly Swiggy came into the competition. Why? Because competitors are necessary. So don't just go for a saturated market. It is a saturated market. How would I excel? Just find that one thing or two things that you are providing extra or you are benefiting. It's
Mm.
all about the contribution, man. It's all about the contribution. You contribute to the ecosystem will give you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all from my side. It was a really good session. I learned a lot of things from you. It's nice.
My pleasure.
Hope you had fun in this podcast.
For real. I loved it.
Okay. I hope it was not boring enough. And all right, that's all then. You can leave.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you so much for your time. So that's all for today, guys. This was an amazing, packed with knowledge kind of podcast. I have learned a lot from it. I hope you have too. If you like such kind of content, you can subscribe the channel. If you have any thoughts or any comments, you can just comment down. And if you want to be a part of this podcast, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. We can chat there. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye bye.